car right here is actually my brand new 2005 1.6 litre Mini Cooper. And this car costs less than your mum's wig, mate. 250 quid this car cost me. Yeah! Hold on, it's a bit, the window's a bit slow. Wait. Now this car might have cost me £250, but there is a massive, serious issue with the gearbox / clutch. And as well as that, it's not got an MOT. So yeah, I might be flexing about a £250 car, but it doesn't move, and it couldn't even go on the road if it was able to. And if you guys haven't heard how bad this problem is on this Mini Cooper from the previous video, listen to this. That's awkward, didn't even start.
So after injecting a little bit of life into the car, just like I do to your mum, you come alive!
So the car doesn't sound bad at all on idle. The engine side of things, even though this car's on 123,000 miles, it still sounds mint. However, when I press the left pedal, the clutch, it sounds like this. So that problem and that sound basically stops this car from moving whatsoever. I can't put it in gear, can't put the clutch fully down.
And that is the reason why this car had to be pushed onto a recovery truck. Now, thanks to all of you guys commenting down below, I got a clearer understanding of what could have potentially gone wrong with that gearbox. People were saying it's a bad flywheel. Some people were saying it's a bad throwout bearing. People were saying it's a bad selector. However, just like in 2024, you don't know the gender until you get the clothes off. So
I'll be stripping this car down, getting this gearbox out, and finding out what the problem is.
So a lovely little scratch for memorabilia. Pretty much, this car was so easy to work on, literally. It was literally just a couple bolts holding the radiator on, a couple bolts holding everything on. It was so simplistic, this Mini to work on, and no bolts on this was rusted, which is actually surprising for a 2005 car. But I can see why the previous owner was quoted £1,400 for the clutch, because the sheer amount of work just to even get to it. The one point of the car I really did struggle with, honestly guys, this took me hours to get off, was the lower ball joint. The video definitely won't show, but I was on this for hours, guys. So in the end, I had to use some brute force. We need to get a freeway going, mate. Blowtorch, impact gun, and a ball joint separator all in one. Yay! Best goddamn freeway of 2024. It was then time to take out both drive shafts. Before I forget, putting the new ball joints as the old ones, literally identified as a chicken in July. Barbecued, fam. After that, it was starter motor, subframe bolts, engine mounts, gearbox bolts, and then it was time to age my bag 17 years by getting this gearbox off.
Yeah! Woo! It's... Yes! Oh my god! Gearbox out! You do not even realise how long that took me. Okay, right, so here is actually the gearbox, and this piece has actually got some massive, massive damage to it. That is strong metal, and it's got a massive dent either side. But oh my god, this is the worst bit. That's part of the release bearing. Part of it. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's the rest of it. Oh. Oh my god, that is worse than I was expecting. It's literally blown up. That metal is missing a chunk. That, I think, goes together like with that. So I think we know what the problem is now. The release bearing has just completely exploded, and it was actually trapped between the pressure plate and the clutch. That's probably why it was screaming, because every time we were putting the clutch in, it was compressing that blown up piece of metal towards the clutch, spinning.
Which, of course, made this noise. So is that the problem for this car making that atrocious noise and not being able to move? Well, I hope to the Lord Jesus above me that is. Because I'm hoping it's not a bad gearbox completely. Because I'm not stripping this car apart again. Of course, we're going to be switching the old clutch for this £100 one for this Mini Cooper. So hopefully that noise is completely gone and this car will be able to move under its own power. So now it was on to the home run. Getting this car back together. So I used a clutch alignment tool to align the clutch and the pressure plate together so it aligns nicely. Sprayed down the old flywheel. And if you're saying, why aren't you replacing the flywheel? Well, give me your f***ing credit card and then I'll replace it, you bastard. Getting this gearbox back on was another hour job. Super difficult. Getting the splines to line up from the gearbox to the engine was so difficult. But once it was on, we were storming through getting this car back together, from subframe bolts, throttle body attach, onto the drive shaft. I did actually notice that one of the drive shaft's boots had actually exploded, so there was just flipping grease everywhere. Like a Friday night, mate. So this might be a bit overkill, but I replaced the whole drive shaft. It was actually quite cheap. It was 30 quid. But then, guys, it was front radiator on. All the aircon pipes were connected. All the coolant pipes were connected. Then I started topping up all the fluid from the gearbox, the coolant. All of that work to get this car back together, to potentially find out that the gearbox or the release bearing wasn't actually the issue, and it was something deeper than that. Maybe the whole gearbox. Now I went to start the car to bleed the coolant system, and this is where it all went wrong. That's one way to do an oil drain. Shit, So yeah, guys, pretty much what happened there is I actually took off the oil filter to actually change the oil before I started the car, but completely forgot it was off, and then just the oil just completely sputtered out of that. Wow, half the engine oil's gone, so guess that calls for an oil change. Oh, you fucking... Oh, you son of a bitch. That is rounder than a snowball, mate. That's not even a nut anymore. That's a circle, mate. Look at that. Look at that. Whoever tightened this, you're a dickhead. Well, I guess that's not an oil change for right now. Right, so with this Mini Cooper, I found a few issues that I'm going to sort out in the next video. But to get this car back together and driving on the road, I'm actually going to be changing these brake discs, because I don't know if you can see that lip on there, but that lip is bigger than flipping some speed bumps. All right, so over here we've got some nice new brakes. Ta-da! So time to get them on. Now those brake discs would have definitely failed the MOT that we're about to have, so definitely needed replacing beforehand, because they looked older than my nan, and my nan is dead. New air filter to go in as well. Woohoo! Right then, crash bar going on. Getting so close to getting this car back on the road now. Front bumper going back on now.
What?
Oh my god, it's actually looking like a proper car now. Turned into a bloody penguin. Right, so it's now time to get the wheels back on the car, lower it down and see if it starts and moves. All of this work could have been for nothing. That is actually the Mini Cooper all back on the ground. It looks so low. The engine is so low, I'm used to it being up here or something. Mate, I'm buzzed. This has been the biggest job I've ever done on a car. I'm honestly even a bit embarrassed to say, but this car has taken me like 2 weeks to tear apart and get back on the road. Mechanics can get this done in a day. Took me 2 weeks, so if I can do it, guys, you can definitely do it as well. We've come across problem after problem that still need to be fixed on this car, which I'll fix either in this video or the next one. £250 for this car, £100 for the clutch, 2 weeks labour. Have we just made the profit of the century, or is this car got a bigger problem than our first thought? Jump pack, please. Thank you. Looks all good. Bit smoky. I've got a bit of smoke. Okay. It's smoking. It's smelly. It's smoking badly. Oh my god. It's smoking, look. Oh my, what is that? What the f is smoking?
To cut the long story short, basically, most likely it was just a bit of oil left over on the exhaust that was burning off. After leaving it for 5 minutes running, eventually the smoke cleared and we were good. But it was now time to see if the problem was fixed or if it wasn't.
If this car's moving, we're going on a road trip. F***ing flick that sunroof open, mate. It's about to rain, but come on now. Right. So last time when I actually put the clutch in, it would scream at me. So let's see if it screams at me. Oh! The clutch is in! The clutch is fully in. I don't know if you can see. Let's even try and get in gear, to be fair. There you go, in gear now. Try and move it. Come on, if this car moves, mate. Rough. It moved! It fucking moved! Oh yeah! 2 weeks work, it moved a little bit. It moved the tiniest bit. Come on! It moved! It moved! Guys, it didn't move under its own weight. I couldn't even put the clutch past halfway, but now it's moving. Well, it moved a tiny bit, to be honest. Let's try again. Oh my god, I didn't think it would move then. Oh my god, it is moving. Let's try reverse. Oh. Oh my god, we fixed it, mate. Guys, this shows you can do anything. So what if it took me 2 weeks? The car's now moving. A £250 car that was sat for 8 weeks is now moving. Ooh! 4th gear. Whoa! We're moving now! Yes! Yes! It sounds amazing. So it seemed to be the release bearing / clutch. Getting it in gear is very difficult. I can't believe it's actually working. I honestly thought it was going to be a bigger problem than just the clutch / release bearing. So if you did comment in the last video that it was a release bearing, hats off to you. To diagnose a problem just from hearing it, insane, guys. Ta-da! Mini's all safe.
So with your guys' help, we just fixed a £250 Mini that was sat there for 8 weeks. And as celebration, that means new badges. Oh, the new badges look, honestly, this is the best way to describe it against this British racing green colour. It just looks creamy. And literally a £6 badge has just transformed the car to make it look so much more cleaner. So if your guys' badges are a little bit worn, definitely head on eBay right now, buy some new ones, and freshen your fucking car up. Also, it's a time to replace this chrome hinge on the back of the Mini. It was completely chipped, but again, simple £10 part just makes it look so much more clean. I've honestly got to say, it's the most rewarding feeling. Having something that is broken, that cannot move, that had to be pushed onto a recovery truck and hinged on, to now being able to say, we did it, guys. We did it! We actually did it. We got this car moving under its own power. That's the most rewarding feeling ever. Now, this car by far is definitely not 100% fixed. I mean, for flip's sake, it's got a green roof. That's worse than the head gasket problem.
Mini back on the road finally after it's got to be 9 or 10 weeks now. This car has been off-road, unable to move, and we finally got it running. Next step, guys, is actually getting it through the MOT, and I'm actually going to book one. We're going to see if it passes in the next video so that we can finally get this car back on road legally. Obviously, there's still a lot that needs doing with it. We need a new alternator belt. We need, I think that's it, you know. I think we've just made the profit of the century. We've actually got 2 things we need to install to it. Got some new badges. Look at that. 10 out of 10. Look at that. Lovely. Transform the car. It's basically a JCW at this point. Oh, Jeez, I'm gonna be asking for 12 grand at that point, isn't it, Mum?
Yeah.
Carpet. Whee! What's on for here? That looks bloody lovely, that does. Happy days, guys! We've got new carpet all installed.
There's a look. There's a tape here. What's the tape there?
Mum, it's a 2005 car. It's 250 quid, relax. My mum really, really wants this car, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Ever since I've got it, she's been staring at it. Wow, look at this, guys. She's absolutely in love with it. Look at that, Mum. Fuck now, you're like a Barbie girl. Your belly's touching the wheel, though.
Doesn't matter.
Look at this. Mate, that's a flex and a half. Putting down the bogey roof. I thought my Mazda roof was bad, but this is awful. Guys, honestly, my mum is in love with the car. This is definitely suits her a lot more. What'd you say?
Oil to get the rust.
Mum, can you leave my fucking car alone? God, I didn't even notice this. It's got reverse sensors. It's got 4 reverse sensors. Mad, 2005 car, you know. Got a little F1 light, you get me, mush? Jesus. Get me on Silverstone with this bad boy. Massive, massive thank you to you lot for actually telling me what the problem is. Next video, guys, we're taking this for an MOT. Massive thank you to you lot for watching. Subscribe for the next episode to see if it actually passes or fails. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you faces in my next video. Bye.